Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Broman Clash giving you my fourth spoken word. Here it goes. When I look at my history, when I look at myself too, when it comes right to it, sometimes I may see blue, but when I see red, that doesn't mean history's dead. It just means it's just like the blood that flows through my veins. It doesn't make me insane, it just makes me ingrained. Just like a tree with its roots is like a people with its history, like Marcus Garvey said, right before me. Now I'm going to tell you to you again and again, and how the way my story came down way back when. I'm a man, I'm just a young guy. May not be fly, but I'm still hell of alive. But when it comes right down to it, when I am one of the same people, saying the same people that came off the same boat, some of us didn't float, that means we weren't cowards. But yet, when it comes right down to it, how did it happen? Happened happened to us, happened to me, happened to you. But when it came right down to it, what stuck true? Is it our history or the fact that we forgot the mystery? The fact that we forgot our story, our real story, that's actually blasphemy, and this is true. But when it came right down to it, what does it mean to be an African man in the American nightmare facadical dream? And this is what it comes right down to it when it comes to me. When I look at my history, I see a dream. Not a dream of illusions or a reality unseen, but a reality that comes right down to it that envisions me, a few others, all my fellow brothers coming together to love one another. Brothers can be sisters too, and sisters can be brothers. Because you want to know why? We're supposed to love each other. It doesn't matter where the hell you came from. It doesn't matter if you're Dominican, Republican, or if you're anything else with a can in it. Yes, we can, just like Barack Obama said. Yes, we can, because this is what we have to do. Yes, we can, because this is how we gotta be. Yes, we can, because killing each other doesn't matter anymore. Killing each other over senseless nonsense, especially when it comes right down to children, that's just blasphemous. But yet, when you look at children, they are the future, not the past or the present, because they have no choice to get through it. But when it comes right down to it, when I look at myself, I look in the mirror and I say, that's one handsome self. But when I look at me, I look at another side, a demonic, a evil, a someone suicide. But suicidal in the case of killing myself, no. But when it comes right down to it, looking at it like an episode, like Koliyoko, you don't know where to go, virtualizing into a facadical dream. A facadical dream that means nothing to me. As an African man here in America, some of you may say, how much blood have you got mixed in you? Well, my question is on to you is this. Just like a tree, do you remember your roots, or is it just a dream, a facadical dream that doesn't mean anything to me? When I look at myself, when I look at my people, when I look at everybody, I look at it equal. But as soon as you bring up superiority, unless you prove something to me, you mean nothing to me. But when I look at you, when I look at my people, when I look at myself, when I look at each other, I see everybody beautiful, even different colors, different creeds, different everything, some even different breeds. But when it came right down to it, it's either you or me. Sometimes we could be in the grave, sometimes we could be at a bar, sometimes we could be working, sometimes they come think afar. But when it comes right down to it, what does it mean? Does it mean to be you and me, or is it just a dream? A dream. Something to be confident of, thought, something that comes from self, knowledge of health and wealth. When it comes right down to wealth, it doesn't mean land, it means yourself. When you invest yourself, when you know yourself, when you love yourself, you won't help everybody else. That's the choice when it comes right down to will. When it comes right down to will, you know where to spill. Not only blood, sometimes with milk, sometimes with sweat, sometimes with bone. And when you come up to it, you gotta have a phone. When you have a phone, you know it's not sipping Patron. And when it comes to sipping Patron, that'll mess up your mindset. Because messing up your mindset is just getting brain dead. It doesn't make any sense because you're coming out with a blasphemous kind of way of life. Way of life that will make you go out and kill somebody in strife. When it comes right down to kill or harm or maim, and what does it mean? It means to go insane. What does it mean to think, to perceive, to do the same thing as Einstein said? Einstein said insanity means doing the same thing, thinking that you'll get a different reality. That doesn't necessarily mean you say, but when you say it, that means okay. But is it really okay when you look at somebody else and say, look, man, we are brothers. I don't care what other title you have. I don't care if you're Dominican, Puerto Rican, everybody else. But yeah, when I look at you, when I look at me, I look at myself, I look at you too. But yeah, when titles, colonialism, when I look at flags, when I look at hypocrisy, when I look at an oligarchy, they say this defines us instead of what truly defines us. Like a tree to a root, when you look at the ground, it can even up till concrete, like the rose that grew up from the concrete. Tupac Shakur, Biggie Smalls, Big L, Easy E. Some of you may say, why are you naming all of these people who spread our misery? Well, if you read in between the lines, Tupac was a revolutionary, Biggie was a rebellious. Big L was a monster with a mic, and he'll spell it. When it comes right down to Easy E, he'll tell us what's going on in the streets. He'll tell you what it's like to be hard, like the boys in the hood. Because you know what, man? Some of us think we are the boys in the hood, but most never could even really live that kind of life. Because that kind of life will put our mind in strife. But when I look at people that look like me, when it looks like you, when it looks like everybody else, this is where it comes right down to it. When you have health, knowledge of self, and wealth, you don't have to worry about what everybody else say. But when it comes right down to what you say, it goes. But let's put it like this. Don't, just like Bob Marley once said, don't sell your soul for a world. Don't sell your world for a soul of gold or silver or gold. Because you want to know why? Because they act like the game has a story that's already been told, but yet the chapters are still continuing to be written. By who? Either by the victor or the defeated. But when it comes right down to the defeated, who are the defeated? Those who did not even utter words or even try to talk about what needs to be read, or it needs to be said, or what needs to be done. Because when it comes right down to it, what it needs to be done has to be already been won. But when I look at Marcus Garvey, when I look at Malcolm X, when I look at Dr. King, when I look at all my fallen leaders, regardless of what continent or what island they came from, they all love their people. They all want to say, this is what we need to do. We should stop looking at each other with class titles, with ranking, or with skin tone. Because want to know why? Just like that's a rock in that Patron, that will kill your dome. You're trying to tell me that I'm some kind of lyrical genius. But let me tell you something, just like Jimi Hendrix right before him, he said, I ain't no genius. Because you know why? That title means nothing to me. And that's the same thing is true because it just inflates the ego, which is also another type of blasphemy, especially amongst my people. We need to stop letting other people tell us how the way we should act, looking at the TV, trying to follow our facadical dream. What I mean by facadical dream, think about the words. Facade, to me, something that is not or what it is not. Just like a clear image, sometimes you gotta look behind the words in order to see what does it truly mean to be a man or a woman. But yet, we're looking at a dream that was never meant for us. The American dream is an African nightmare. Everybody wants to go after that Tony Montana money, but yet don't want to spill the blood. But yet, when it comes right down to it, the Tony Montana money, it's not even worth it in the end. Because look at him. He died on his own cocaine and his own blood and his own suit. Now he's just nothing more than just a metaphysical meaning towards you don't want to be a Republican or a Democrat in a red suit. Because even if you wear white, that doesn't mean you're all right. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be okay because you're in the White House or you're staying at, a modern day Hotel Inn, or you're going to say, yeah, what's going on, babe? Yeah, right. The only type of old bae I know is actually the type of bread I eat. And the type of bread I eat is how the way I sleep. I work, I sweat, and this is how the way things go. Sure, I may be young, but at least my mind is way much old. But yet, when it comes right down to it, it will pay. Because you want to know why? Because someday, it will be that way. If you put your mind, your heart, your soul, and your essence into it, guess what? The sun will shine, flowers will blossom. Even if the garden doesn't produce fruit, guess what? It was meant for you. Man, that's my spoken word, y'all. Later.